In the fifth and the final part of the lesson, we shall be learning about the journey of the food, that is, how the food is reaching your plate. Apart from that, I will also guide you what is to be done in your notebook and what is to be done in your textbook, what activity is to be done and how it is to be done. Okay, children? So let's get started. Now, coming to the last learning objective, that is the journey of the food. Before the food reaches our plate, it undergoes a long journey. Okay, so let us study in detail about it. Now, children, before starting, let me ask you a question. Who grows food for us? Yes, you all are right. Yes, farmers, he grow food for us. Okay, so you know that, do you know what is that called as? Farmers growing food for us. There is a particular name for this process. Can anybody answer me? Wonderful. Yes, you are absolutely right. That is called as agriculture. Yes, you're right. Growing of crops by farmers is called as agriculture. Now, let us start about the journey of the food. It's just like a story, children. You just concentrate and enjoy. You imagine how the farmer is doing his work. First, what the farmer does is he selects a place. He selects a place to grow the crops, and that place is called as the field. What it is called? Field. What the farmer does? Farmers, he cultivates the field to grow different types of crops. Cultivate here means he makes the field ready. In order to grow the crop, he has to make it ready. Now, coming to the next point, he plows the soil. What he does? He plows the soil. This plowing means making the soil ready. This plowing can be done by using animals or by using now modern machineries. So now, the first one, the field is ready, plowing has been done, and now what the farmer does is he adds seeds to the soil. He sows the seeds. After sowing the seed, he waters the seed regularly. And then he adds manures and fertilizers to the soil. You might be wondering, what are these manures and fertilizers? Manures means it is the waste of the plants and animals. These manures, they increase the production of the crop. And these fertilizers, they are the chemical substances which are sprayed onto the crops to kill the pests and insects. Now children, how we get diseases? Isn't it? We get fever and we get different types of diseases. In the same way, the crops also get diseases. The plants are also having their own diseases. So, in order to get rid of those diseases, the farmers, they spray fertilizers. These fertilizers will kill the insects or pest which causes the disease. Clear, children? First, what the farmer is doing? He is selecting a soil and then he is preparing the soil. Second one, he is plowing the soil. Third one, he is sowing the seeds. Fourth one, watering the seeds. Fifth one, adding manure to increase the crop production. Sixth one, he is adding fertilizers in order to kill the insects and pests which causes diseases in plants. Clear, children? Till now it's everything is clear to all of you. Now after all these process, now the crop is ready. You're watering it properly. The crop is growing. Now the crop is ripe. Ripe means ready. Ready to be harvested. Harvesting means cutting. Cutting the crop. That is called as harvesting. Okay. So once the crop is ready, it is harvested. Clear, children, all of you? Now, when the crop is harvested, after that, what do? They have to pack it and store it properly, isn't it? If they don't store it properly, what will happen? Again, pests and insects will spoil the grains. Grains, vegetables, fruits, whatever it is, they will spoil them. So what they have to do, not only harvesting, after harvesting also they need to take care of them. So what they do is they store properly and then they pack them properly in large gunny bags. And then after the packing is done, they send it to the mandi. Mandi means wholesale markets. Okay. So how are they sending those bags? They are sending those bags in trucks, trains and tractors. You can see children. The image over there, it is a wholesale market. It is called mandi. It is a Hindi word. Okay. And you can see how this truck is transporting the goods. You can see the gunny bags in which the crops have been packed. Okay. The trucks carry these gunny bags to the mandi and then they sell it there. Clear children, all of you? Let us have a look at this flow chart which shows the different steps of farming. The first step, as we have already discussed, what the farmer does, he selects the soil and he starts preparing the soil. Means he is doing ploughing. He is ploughing the soil and making it ready. Yes, you're right. Second one, you can see in the picture, the farmer, he is sowing the seeds. Okay. And then third one, what he's doing, he's adding manures and fertilizers. We have already discussed manure help the crop to grow well and fertilizers, they protect the crop from the diseases. The fourth step, you can see irrigation. What is this irrigation? Irrigation means watering of the plants or the crops is called as irrigation. Clear children, these four steps are clear to all of you. Now coming to the next one, weeding. This word might be new to you. Can anybody tell me what is a weed? Nobody? It's okay, no issues. Weed. Weed means it is the unwanted plant. What is weed? Weed is an unwanted plant. That means we don't need that plant. But these weeds, they grow with the original crop. So when we are growing the crops, along with the required crop, these weeds, they grow by themselves. They are unwanted plants. We don't want them, but still they grow by themselves. So now what we have to do? Shall we let them grow like that only? No. Why? Come on, give it a try. It's okay if you answer it wrong. No issues. Yes, someone? Absolutely right. Yes, you're right. If we allow the weeds to grow along with the original crop, what will happen? These weeds, they will take all the manures, they will take the fertilizers and they will take the water and they grow very well. Whereas our crop will become deficient in all these things. Understood? So our crop need more manures, fertilizers, water. But what these weeds will do, they are taking extra water, minerals and fertilizers and then our crop is falling shortage of that. So that is the reason we have to remove and throw those weeds. So this removing of weeds is known as weeding. Clear children? What is weeding? Removing of the unwanted weeds which grow along with our crops. That is called as weeding. Clear? Now after weeding, what is happening? It is the harvesting. As we have already discussed, when the crop is ready, ripe means ready to be cut. Okay, then it is harvested. Harvesting means cutting down of the crop. After harvesting, there is another step called as threshing. This threshing is done only for the grains. It is done only for the grains. In threshing, what the farmer does, he collects the grains and he beats it to the ground. Why is he doing that? To separate the grain from the chaff. Now you might be wondering, what is this chaff now? Chaff is nothing but the husk. the grains, they are covered by the husk. So in order to get the original grain, what the farmer does, he takes that and he beats it to the ground. By doing that, by doing so, the grains and the chaff, that is the husk, they get separated. Clear? And now the original grains are with us. So after that, what you're doing, what the farmer is doing, he is storing the grains or whatever crop it may be. He is packing them and storing them properly. So after the storing, what is happening? It is being transported using the trucks, trains to the to wholesale market. What is another name of wholesale market? Mandi. Yes, you're right. So these are the different steps of farming. First one is preparation of the soil. Next comes sowing, adding manures and fertilizers, irrigation. Next is weeding. Then comes harvesting. Then comes threshing for the grains. And then comes the storage. Clear, children? Hope I am clear. Once the food reaches the wholesale market, the shopkeepers, they go to the wholesale market and then they buy the food items. Now let me ask you a question. Do we usually go to the wholesale market and buy the things? No, we don't. Because in the wholesale market, all the food items, whatever items they may be, they are sold only on a bulk basis. Means in more quantity they are sold. And we don't need so much of quantity. So what we do, we don't go to the wholesale market to buy the things. We go to the shopkeepers to buy the things. We go to the shop and from there we buy the things. Okay, then who buy from the wholesale market? The shopkeepers, they buy from the wholesale market. These shopkeepers, they are also called as retailers. What are they called? Retailers. Is it clear, children? Once the farmer, he is selling the goods, he is selling them to the wholesale market. From the wholesale market, the retailers or the shopkeepers, they are buying. And from them, we buy the food items. And then finally, we take those food items to our home. And now we go to the retailers and buy the food items. Okay, your parents, they go to the retailers and then they buy the food items, whichever is required. And then what your mother does, she cooks yummy, tasty meals for you all. Isn't it, children? Then finally, the food reaches your table and then it reaches your plate. So, isn't it a long journey, children? From the ground to the plate, so many processes are required. The food undergoes a long journey, so many processes. Ploughing, sowing, yes, adding manure and fertilizers. Then irrigation, weeding, harvesting, packing, then going to the supermarkets, buying it, and then bringing it home, washing it properly, cleaning it, and then cooking it, and then finally it is reaching your plate. So this is about the journey of the food, how the food is reaching your plate. So children, usually you people, you have a habit. I don't like this, I don't like that. You keep grumbling. So is it good to cry? No, because so much of hard work is required by the farmers to grow the crops. And moreover, your parents are also working hard, isn't it? Your father is earning money for you so that he can provide you with good food, isn't it? And your mother, she tries her best to give you a tasty meal. So that is the reason you should never waste the food and you should never grumble. Whatever the food is given to you, you have to thank the Almighty for the food and then you have to have it with your family happily. Because there are so many people in the world who don't have food to eat. Some they might have food to eat and but they do not have families. So you all are blessed that you have both the family and good food. So be thankful, respect the food, respect your parents' efforts to get the best for you, and then eat it. Clear, children? Hope from today on you won't be troubling your parents for eating. So now you might have understood how the food is entering our plates. From the market we go and buy, okay, and then finally it enters our home. From home it enters into your kitchen, and then your mother, she prepares tasty and delicious dishes for you. And then finally when the food is ready, the whole family, they sit together and they relish the tasty food. This is the journey of the food, how the food enters from the field to our plate. Clear, children, everything? Here is an interesting activity for you to do. What you have to do is you have to take a fabric, that means a piece of cloth. If it's not easily available, then you can take an A4 size paper. Then you have to take any vegetable of your choice. Let it be potato, tomato, onion, ladyfinger, carrot, brinjal, any vegetable of your choice. Dip it in the watercolor, and then you have to make a beautiful printing, block printing out of it as it's shown in this image. I'm sure you'll enjoy doing this. Children, these are the links of few videos which you can go through for the better understanding of the lesson. They are very interesting. I request you all to go through these videos. Here comes the written work. All of you have to open your textbooks to page number 27, and in the A bit you have to put a correct right mark on the correct option. Okay? And the B bit you have give one word for the following. These two, they have to be done only in the textbooks on page number 27. Now coming to the next C1, define the following. This has to be done in the notebook. You have to write nutrients, dehydration, roughage. These three are to be written where? In the notebook. Clear, children, all of you? After writing, define the following in the notebook, you have to continue with the question and answers. All these four question answers, they have to be written only in the notebook. Okay, children? Now comes the homework part. In homework, you will have to draw the any three food items which are rich in carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. And these diagrams are to be drawn on the white page of your interleaf notebook. If you are not using an interleaf notebook, no issues. You can continue after writing the question answers, you can continue these diagrams. Okay, you have to draw, color and label them. I am sure, children, by the end of this lesson, you might have learned the importance of food, then importance of cooking, importance of balanced diet in your food, the five main nutrients and their importance, what are the uses of water, uses of roughage, different methods of preservation. And you have also learned some moral values, isn't it? That is, you have learned good food habits. You have also learned the importance of food, why you shouldn't waste the food. And you also have attained the value like you have to eat together with your family, sharing and caring. Because the families that eat together stay together. Now that you all are aware of the food items which help you in fighting with the diseases, okay, you all are aware of that. So, what are those? Vitamins and minerals. Yes, you're right. So, include more of those in your diet. Eat healthy, stay home, stay safe. I hope all my children have understood the lesson very well. Go through the lesson once again and go through the slides once again. And if you have any queries or any doubts related to the lesson, feel free to ask your EVS teacher. And then complete the notebook work which is being given in the above slides. Okay, children, and thank you for being wonderful students. Stay home, stay safe.